One of the biggest challenges that I've faced for the last few years using AI in my creative process is that it doesn't have eyes. And so it really relies on me as the user to tell it what I'm seeing. When I'm getting inspired, when I'm seeing a post that I love, when I'm watching a reel that I want to steal the idea or the format of, it's all on me to describe what I'm seeing to the AI tool. And the output that it generates is ultimately based off of how well I can visually describe what it is that I'm seeing. It's like a really wonky game of telephone, and there have been some tools that have come out in the last few months that have slightly improved this. Claude is now capable of taking screenshots every few seconds to kind of see what it's looking at, but it's still not great. There's only one tool that I found that is consistently able to see the content that I give it, and because of that, this tool is the only tool that I have found that I would consistently rely on to actually be embedded in my creative process. And that tool is none other than Poppy AI. AI sucks at taste. It doesn't have personality. It doesn't have lived experience. It can't have preferences unless you tell it the preferences that you want it to have. But even then, it's constantly reacting and it's constantly being dictated based off of what you like and what you see, not what it actually likes and sees itself. And so that's why I believe that the bulk majority of creativity and taste and preferences should come from you as a human being. You are always going to have more unique and more creative ideas than what AI is able to generate on its own. And so a huge bottleneck for me in my content creation and thus in my business, and I would assume for you in your life and business as well, is that you're scrolling for ideas. Maybe you're saving posts. Maybe you even have some robust system where you save them to some spreadsheet or something. But ultimately, you are the one who's collecting this inspiration. But then it's not very easy for these AI tools to then use the inspiration that you are collecting. Essentially, if you want to use AI to help you in the creative process and AI can't replicate your taste and preferences, then you have to be able to tell it or give it or show it your taste and preferences. But that is a really clunky process. That is something that has taken a lot of time. It's not very simple. It's not very efficient. And most people really suck at it. And that is where Poppy AI comes in. And the entire workflow today is going to rely on Poppy AI. So if you want to check them out, if you want to learn more about Poppy AI, I will put the link down in the description below so that you can check them out. It's truly been a game changer since I started using this tool. Let me walk you through the exact 5-step process that I've been using with Poppy AI recently to get better, more creative ideas that actually hit, that actually get views and engagement on Instagram. Step number 1, I scroll and I get inspired. Again, I've said it a million times. You've probably heard it on a million other podcasts, and you're going to keep hearing it over the next few years. AI sucks at taste and personality, and that is what you can provide. So I want you to scroll through social media, just like you probably already are for hours every single day. But instead of mindlessly scrolling and passively consuming, I want you to actively and consciously be looking for ideas. Then as you're getting inspired, as you're seeing posts that you're like, wow, that was really funny. That was a really great story. That was really well done. I liked their format. I liked their editing, whatever. You're just seeing things that you like, that you gravitate towards, that grab your attention. You have 2 options. And so step 1A would be to just save the posts. Save the posts into a specific folder on your Instagram simply by hitting that bookmark button and then adding them to a particular collection. Or you could do step 1B, which requires a little bit more setup, but I think it actually ends up saving you a lot of time, energy, and effort in the long run. And so option 1B would be to set up a shortcut on your phone. If you're on iPhone, it's really easy to do in the Shortcuts app, and I'm sure that Google has their own Android version as well. But essentially, you'll just set up a shortcut so that when you see a post that you like, instead of hitting the bookmark button, you'll actually hit the share button, and then you will share it automatically into the next available row in a Google spreadsheet. I know that sounds really fancy and it can be kind of complex to set up, like I mentioned, but once you set it up, it will actually save you a lot of time, because then instead of these posts going into this big giant folder where you have to just kind of find them in the future, instead it's going into this very well organized pre-planned spreadsheet. And the second part of step 1B, so I guess this would be step 1BA, I don't know. Basically, you could have Claude take these saved posts that are being put into the spreadsheet, and you could have it then automatically put them into Poppy AI, which, not to get ahead of ourselves, that is step number 2, is actually bringing these saved inspirations, these posts that were inspiring to you, into Poppy so that Poppy can actually do something with them. You could do that manually by just dragging them over from your saved folder, or you could have Claude do that for you automatically on a nightly or weekly basis. This is essentially what the shortcut will look like. Basically, you will be able to add something to what's called your share sheet, which is when you press the share button on iPhone, that is the little menu or the little window that pops up. It's called your share sheet. Basically, you'll be able to press the share button, the share menu will pop up, and then you'll be able to select the shortcut that you're seeing on the screen right now, which will automatically add the link that you are sharing into your Google Sheet. Now, the underneath the sticky note here isn't just the link to the spreadsheet, it's actually a script that runs every time so that the share that is taking place actually adds to the next available and open row. Again, this is a little bit more complex on the setup side, but like I've said in previous episodes, your boy doesn't know how to code. I don't know how to do anything technical like that. So quite simply, all I did to set this up was I went into Claude on my computer and I told it what I wanted, which basically you would tell your Claude, hey, I want to set up a Google Sheet so that whenever I share a post on Instagram, it can be directed through Apple shortcuts into the next available row in the Google Sheet. And it will kind of walk you through the setup and how to create it. And I guess you could even use Claude Cowork to make it for you and do all of that work for you. But then once the setup is complete, it's very easy to use. I'll show you this post from Maya Nickel that's showing up on my feed right now as an example. All I have to do is press the share button in the bottom right. And then instead of selecting a person on Instagram, I will press the share to button, and then it brings up that little share sheet menu. And then I can just select that option down in the bottom right that says idea. And when I do that, you'll see a little notification pop up at the top, and boom, that means it's done. Now that post, that reel from Maya Nickel, has been automatically added to my share sheet. So it's much easier for me to find and use in the future. Or like I mentioned previously, Claude could grab it, find it for me, and then put it into Poppy. Now let's move on to step number 2, where you're actually going to use Poppy. Again, I've been talking about Poppy a lot, but let me take you into my actual computer and show you what it looks like. Besides the fact that Poppy can very easily see the content that you give it and actually like break it down visually, not just based off the transcript of what's being said, the other really cool thing about Poppy is that it has a really visual interface. So when I'm here on the home screen, I'm just going to press New Board in the upper left corner. And the way Poppy works is kind of like a whiteboard, or kind of like one of those investigator boards that they always have in movies where there's like the red yarn going from thing to thing and connecting all these different ideas. It's a very visual way of mind mapping, if you will. And so I think that it's a great useful tool for creatives like you and I, because you're able to see everything in the way it's all connecting and the way it's all talking to each other within one very easy to use visual display. So again, this is what the new board will look like. I will rename the board something in the upper right, like build your tribe example board. And then as you can see, it starts you off with a prompt in the middle. You could do scripts for YouTube, scripts for short form, or it has all these other options at the bottom like AI text, AI chat, whatever. What I'm going to do right now for the sake of simplicity is just copy the link to a reel that has inspired me. Again, this could be something that is automatically copied by Claude. It could be something that is copied directly from your saved folder, or it could be saved and copied directly from a Google Sheet or something like that. Basically, just copy the link to the reel that inspired you. And then while you're looking at your Poppy board, literally just press Command V and it will paste in that reel. Then what you want to do is go to the button in the upper left that says AI chat. Click on that, and then Poppy will automatically connect the reel that you just pasted in into this Poppy chat. Now, this Poppy chat is running Claude, and you can select from different models in the bottom right, but I prefer Claude, and so I just usually keep it on that. Then that brings us to step number 3, which is where we're going to have Poppy actually start doing some work. It's going to extract the stealable elements from the reel. Now, I don't want you to just blindly copy what anyone else is doing, and I definitely don't want you to literally steal their content and upload it on your page. But there are so many great ideas out there that you can get inspired by. There are so many formats that you might see someone who's a fitness creator do that would fit really well in the cooking niche. Or there might be a recipe blogger who does a really interesting storytelling style, and you're going to put that into your own format with your own niche as an accountant, right? There are so many different unique styles and formats and ways of telling a story and visual things that you can do. And so basically that is what probably inspired you in the first place, and that is what you're going to use, fitting it into your own niche, and you're just going to have Poppy help you. And so basically, as you're looking at the AI chat window within Poppy, I want you to insert the following prompt. Analyze the uploaded reel and extract everything that I can steal and reapply to my own content. Break it down into these sections. 1, the hook. the first 3 seconds, transcribe the exact opening line or on-screen text, identify the hook type, whether it's a question, a bold claim, a curiosity gap, etc., and note what makes it scroll stopping. Is it the visual, the verbal, is it the text, or some combination of those? Number 2, the format and structure. What type of reel is this? Is it a talking head, a listicle, a tutorial, a POV, a skit, etc.? Map out the beat-by-beat structure with rough timestamps. When does the hook start and stop? When is the context? When is the body? When is the value? When is the CTA? When is there a rehook? And note pacing. How fast are the cuts? How long is each segment? What's the total length? Number 3, style and production. What's the editing style? Jump cuts, caption style, zooms, effects, transitions, audio, etc. What is the text or caption treatment? Is there a specific font? What's the placement? What's the color? What's the size? What's the visual tone? Is there an energy level? What's the lighting like? What's the setting like? How do they use their hands, their face, or the camera positioning? And then what's the audio style? Is it a trending sound? Is it a voiceover? Is it a mix? Is there music? Is there silence? Element number 4 is the script itself, so pull out a full transcript formatted line by line as it's delivered, mark where on-screen text differs from spoken words, if that applies, and flag the exact call to action and how it's framed. And then finally, element number 5 is the reusable template. Give me a fill-in-the-blank skeleton of this reel so that I could drop in my own topic and list 3 topics from my niche that could fit into this exact format. Be specific and tactical, skip generic observations. I want the parts that I can actually replicate. And as you can see, when I paste in that prompt for Poppy, it gives me a very, very thorough and detailed response. And this is something that if we were to stop here, in and of itself would be super valuable. Having basically an expert set of eyes to break down this reel and every element of it, that alone is worth the cost of Poppy AI. But we're going to take this a step further in step number 4. But super quickly before we get into step number 4, you might not have even noticed, which that might be a little bonus point in and of itself, but I'm missing one of my bottom teeth down here. It's not technically missing, it's actually a cap. All of my teeth have caps on them, and one of the caps came off when I was coming back from Cannes Lions. I was scarfing down a croissant sandwich at the Frankfurt airport, and I bit down wrong and my tooth crown popped off. So if you notice that, I'm sorry if that really bothered you, but that's why I'm missing a tooth. It wasn't like a hockey accident. But if you were watching this YouTube video and you're like, Brock, I didn't even notice, now I noticed because you pointed it out, but I didn't notice before. Take that as a lesson in and of itself. We always are noticing the little imperfections and flaws and things that we are doing wrong a million times more than anyone else. There have been so many literal studies done where they have asked people, hey, how much were people looking at you? How much were other strangers, staring at you? And it's always overreported. It's overreported like 4 or 5 times more than what is actually going on. And so for any imperfections, for any flaws, for any things that you're like, ooh, everyone's noticing this on my posts, ooh, everyone's noticing this thing I said wrong or did wrong or whatever, they're not. Everyone is so self-absorbed and so worried about what they are doing wrong, they're way too preoccupied to notice what you are doing wrong. So if you didn't notice my tooth, case in point. But step number 4 is to have Poppy actually draft how this template or how all this information that it just extracted could fit into your niche. So here's the exact prompt that I use that you are going to use on your Poppy. Using the stealable breakdown you just gave me, generate 3 real ideas that fit into my niche. For each idea, give me a topic or angle. Apply the format to my specific niche, and then you could give what your specific niche is if you haven't already trained your Poppy to know what your niche is. Number 2, the hook. Write the exact opening line, text on screen, or what the visual should be at the beginning of the reel. Number 3, the script. Write a full line-by-line script mapped out to the same beat, structure, and pacing as the previous idea. Number 4, on-screen text and call to action. Specify what on-screen text there should be, where it should be placed, and the exact call to action that I need to include in the reel. And then finally, why it works for my audience. And I find this is a really helpful thing to do just in general with AI, but ask it to tell you why it made the decisions that it made, because then I find that the whatever AI model you're using does a little bit more thinking because it knows it kind of has to show its work or make its argument for you. And ultimately, if it makes its argument and you don't agree, then you can change, you can modify, and you can reprompt. But that's, again, step number 5 is why it worked for my audience. Write 1 line or sentence explaining why this works for my target audience. And then finally, the prompt ends with, keep the format, structure, and style identical to the original. Only the topic and specific words should change. My niche is blank, my audience is blank, and I want these optimized for my target metric, which is saves, shares, likes, whatever the thing is that you most want as the result of this reel. And as you can see, when I paste that into my Poppy board, it gives me some very useful ideas, some really creative ways that I could use this format or this style and apply it to my own niche. And that brings me to my fifth and final step, which is where you just go out and you blindly record whatever it is No, you're not going to do that. Like I've said a bajillion times, I know I sound like a broken record right now. I'm a broken tooth, not a broken record. What you should be doing is using your own taste, your own preferences, and your own creativity. So Poppy gave you an outline. It gave you an idea, and it might be a great idea, but I do not want you to just go out and blindly copy the script. I want you to make the script your own. I want you to rewrite words. I want you to say things the way you would actually say things. Yes, you can stick to the format that Poppy outlined, but I want you to ultimately have the final say. I want it to be your taste and your preferences and your creativity, your originality, your own unique lived experiences, and all of the amalgamations, if that's the right word, of all of the different media that you've consumed in your life, all of the different people you've met, all of the different ideas that have come to you and through you. I want those to ultimately be what informs your ultimate decision-making, filming, editing, and posting. And if you want to check out Poppy AI for yourself, you can do so at the link down in the description below.